Constructor is a method, but constructor is not a common method. It is a special method. Constructor is executed automatically when an object is created. Usually, the constructor is used to initialize the attributes. In ABAP, each class only can have one constructor. The constructor must be defined in public section of a class. Constructor signatures can only have importing parameters and exceptions. If in a class there is a constructor with parameters, so when we create an object from that class, we must pass the parameters. We can access attributes of a class from the class itself by using direct access and self-reference access. Direct access is accessing the attributes without additional syntax. For example, in class LCL square, there is a private attribute length of site, and in the method getLengthOfSite, there is an access to attribute length of site by using direct access. And there is no additional syntax. Self-reference access is accessing the attributes by using additional syntax. For example, in class LCL vehicle, there is a private attribute make, and then in method setType, there is a local data declaration with the same name, make. And if we want to access private attribute make of class LCL vehicle, so we have to use self-reference access by using syntax me, arrow symbols, and then attribute name. Okay, we will do the exercise 3. In this exercise, we will create class rectangle. We know that rectangle is one of two-dimensional shape. The formula for getting the area of rectangle is multiply width by length. In class rectangle, there are two attributes, width and length. And there are four methods, constructor, calculate area, get width, and get length. Okay, we do exercise 3. We open the program we have created, ZOOP001. We go to the include for class definitions. In this include, we will create class rectangle. First, we create the definition part of class rectangle. And then we create the implementation part. In class rectangle, we have two private attributes, width and length. Okay, we create the attributes in definition part and private section. First, we create attribute width with type integer. And then length with type integer 2. And then we activate the program, there is no error. Then we will create methods. First, we define the methods in definition part. We define method constructor with importing parameter I_width and I_length. This method will be executed automatically when the object is created. And then we define method calculate area with exporting parameter e underscore area. And then we define method get width with exporting parameter e underscore width. And we define method get length with exporting parameter e underscore length. After that, we will create the implementation code of all methods we have defined. We create the implementation code in implementation part. First, we create implementation code for method constructor, and then method calculate area, and then method get width, and then method get length. We activate first. Method constructor is to initialize the attribute width and length based on importing parameters. We assign parameter I underscore width to attribute width. And then we assign parameter I underscore length to attribute length. Method calculate area is for calculating the area of rectangle and then exporting the result. E underscore area equal to width multiplied by length. We see that we access the attribute by using direct access, and we will try to use self-reference access by using additional syntax, me, arrow symbol, and then attribute name. Method get width is for exporting the attribute width. We assign attribute width to exporting parameter e underscore width. Method get length is for exporting the attribute length. We assign attribute length to exporting parameter e underscore length. We go back to the main program. We will create an object from class LCL underscore rectangle. But before that, we have to create a reference variable first. So we go to top include. We create a reference variable to class LCL underscore rectangle with name R underscore rect. And then we also create several data objects. Rect underscore area for storing the area of rectangle. Width for storing the width of rectangle. And then length for storing the length of rectangle. We activate the program. Oh, there is an error. Oh, sorry, the class rectangle is not recognized. We have to add additional syntax. Class LCL rectangle definition deferred. We activate again the program. And there is no error. And then we go back to the main program. We will create an object from class rectangle. Create object r_rect. Because class rectangle has a constructor with importing parameter, so we have to export the parameter when we create the object. If you do not export the parameter, the program will raise the error. Okay, we go to class include. We will check the importing parameters in constructor. The importing parameter are I_width and I_length. Okay, we go back to the main program and then we add exporting parameter in object creation. And for example, we set the width to 5 and the length to 40. We activate the program again and there is no error. And then we will access method calculate area for getting the area of rectangle, r_rect, arrow symbol, and then calculate area. And we store the area in data object rect_area. We activate the program again. Oh sorry, there is an error. We fix first. And then we activate again. There is no error. And then we will display the area of rectangle to the screen by using right command. Area of rect equal to and then data object rect area. We activate the program and we execute the program. The area of rectangle is 200 because we set the attribute width to 5 and length to 40. We will also display the attribute width and length of object r_rect. So we have to call method getWidth and getLength. Okay, we call method getWidth to get attribute width of object r_rect. And we store in data object width. And then we call method getLength to get attribute length of object rect. And we store in data object length. We activate the program. Oh sorry, there is an error. We define wrong name. We fix first. Then we display the attribute width and length by using command right. We activate and run the program. The result now contains the width and length. We separate between the result from this exercise and previous exercise by giving empty lines. We activate the program and run the program. The results still the same, but with empty lines as separators between previous exercise result and current exercise result. Now we will create the second instance of class rectangle. We create a reference variable first with name r_rect2. And then we create several data objects, rect_area2, width 2 and length 2. And then we create the second instance or object. And then we access method calculate area for getting the area of rectangle. And then we access method getWidth for getting the width of rectangle. And then we access method getLength for getting the length of rectangle. And we will also display the area, width and length of second instance to the screen. We copy the previous code. We activate the program and we run the program. Okay, we have done this exercise. Thanks.